This week's Slow Burn Sunday goes to whatever secret Mariah is keeping on the young and the restless. She refuses to tell her wife Tessa for fear of ending their marriage. Mariah's secret kept fans on the edge of their seats during May sweeps, but then nothing came of it. It's one of the slow-burning mysteries that's still ongoing. Mariah has done many nefarious things in her life, but this one thing has shaken her up. When she was away on her business trip, she did something that would make Ian proud. This reopened an old trauma wound. Mariah told Sharon that something dark happened on her trip. She didn't outwardly explain what happened. It was as if she were fearful of anyone hearing them. Mariah refuses to tell Tessa out of fear that she could leave her. Tessa knows that something is going on with Mariah. However, Mariah refuses to open up to her. It's been weeks since we first heard about Mariah's secret. Will the truth ever be revealed? Mariah continues to be haunted by her past. It seems to coincide with whatever happened during her business trip. The last time we heard from her, she disappeared for several weeks. We were left wondering what Mariah could have done that was so terrible. By this point, she will have no choice but to confront her inner darkness. This would be a good time for her to confess to Tessa before it's too late. If she doesn't, then she will continue to push Tessa away. There's nothing in the world that Tessa couldn't handle. Mariah should remember that Tessa went through some dark stuff at some point. We're waiting for Mariah to confess. The summer is here, which means that we could get more than one mystery that's brewing. This one's going to be a bumpy ride. You'd better buckle up. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for the week of June 9 to 13 reveals that Sally Spectra will tackle a sudden crisis while Phyllis Summers and Tessa Porter face off. Audra Charles will also deceive Nate Hastings. So here's what Y and R fans can expect. After Sharon Newman decides not to attend Aristotle Dumis' party, she may have second thoughts due to a new addition to the guest list, namely Phyllis. Sharon will want to stick around Genoa City and support Mariah Copeland, but she won't like the thought of Phyllis hogging all Nick Newman's attention on this trip. As for Mariah, she'll continue to dwell on her night with a mystery man. Despite attempting to open up to Tessa, Mariah will ultimately fly into a rage and push for space instead. Phyllis will later talk to Tessa about Daniel Romalotti Jr., so she may think it's time to drop the guitar lessons and encourage Daniel to focus on something that could provide an actual career path. However, Tessa will refuse to steer Daniel down whatever road Phyllis wants him on. Daniel is in the driver's seat of his own life and deserves to make his own decisions, even if that means he's just throwing himself into music right now. While Victor Newman hands down an ultimatum to Adam Newman, Chelsea Lawson will turn to Nikki Newman for guidance. Chelsea will eventually have a meeting with Victor and try to bargain with him, presumably when it comes to Billy Abbott in the smear campaign Victor wants to launch. Sally will have to help Billy tackle a sudden crisis, so we'll see if that involves Newman media attacks or something else. After Victor updates Audra on the invites he obtained for her along with Kyle Abbott, he'll push her to hurry up and convince Kyle to attend Dumis' gathering. Holden Novak will eavesdrop as Audra plots against Kyle, who'll take the bait and get Claire Newman's approval on going to this soiree in France. Audra won't fill Nate in on her true agenda regarding this party, so she'll have to lie to him in the coming episodes. Dumis is about to throw a bash to remember, so look for his extended stay celebration to kick off soon. Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti will also catch up with Daniel upon their return to GC. That should give Daniel a chance to talk about his guitar lessons and perhaps even play a tune. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Danny and Christine will want to hear about that and should get all the latest Phyllis news too. Will Mariah ever come clean? For the Monday, June 9 episode of The Young and the Restless, Spoilers photos showed Tessa tries to get Mariah to open up and Sharon and Nick share their concerns. The longer Mariah keeps her secret, the heavier that weight becomes. Something happened when she was out of town, and if she's claiming it's worse than an affair, we can only imagine what went down in her drunken stupor. Poor Tessa is desperate to support her wife, but Mariah isn't making it easy. Unfortunately, it looks like their chat in the park turns tense, and that tension bleeds into their trip to Crimson Lights. It seems things between them go a bit sideways as the stress over the situation takes hold. Will one of these women say something they'll regret? And with Daniel as a witness to the whole ordeal, hopefully he can step in before everything blows up completely. All the while, Nick turns up at the cottage to find Sharon worrying herself sick. Surely she'll have no problem telling him about Mariah's woes and speculating on what's going on with her daughter. Will this impact her going to Europe with Nick to meet the mysterious Dumis? That trip is coming up fast, and everyone needs to be prepared. The Newmans, Abbotts, and Winters families have no idea what to expect. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, June 9, reveal that Mesa are one step closer to confronting the truth about their marriage. Maria Copeland has been reluctant to tell Tessa Porter what happened while she was out of town for Cassidy First business. We know she got drunk, but whatever happened after that is the million-dollar question. Mariah has mentioned that her former cult leader/husband Ian Ward would be proud of her based on what she did. This could mean anything, although thus far, the show has been leading us to believe that Mariah cheated. The truth could be even worse. Apparently, an older man, who somewhat looked a bit like Ian, appeared at Mariah's table and suggested they be friends. Mariah told her mom and boss, Sharon Newman, that what she ultimately did was worse than cheating and that she is broken. Another hint about what Mariah did has to do with this mystery man who reminded her of Ian. A very worried Tessa is concerned for Mariah, but has tried not to pressure her wife. Instead, she tries to follow the advice that Daniel Romalotti gave her. The budding musician encouraged Tessa to slowly and steadily keep trying to melt down the barrier that Mariah has put up. Will this strategy work? Mariah clamps down harder on her secret and says that it's not safe to confess to Tessa. At this point, we're starting to wonder if Mariah broke the law, which would jibe with her level of guilt. Mariah even says that area Porter Copeland could be at risk if she tells too much about what happened. Did Mariah pull a con on this mystery man, or even worse, did she harm him? It could be that the person is blackmailing Mariah about what happened. All of Mariah's avoidance sends Tessa into a spiral when she realizes something terribly wrong went down out of town. Elsewhere, Audra Charles meets with Victor Newman, who likely hands her Dumas party invitations. Now it's her turn to get Kyle Abbott there so she can ruin his life. Spoiler alert. Holden Novak overhears some crucial intel. What will he do next? The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for June 9 to 13, 2025. Fans can expect Devon Winters to try to protect his family's legacy. Holden Novak and Damian Kane's friendship is tested. Tessa Porter faces off with Phyllis Summers. Also, Mariah Copeland experiences déjà vu. Let's get started dissecting what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Tessa has also been helping teach Daniel Romalotti Jr. guitar. Phyllis never seemed to understand what Daniel was doing with Tessa. While the two are just friends, Daniel has seemingly found healing through music. It's making Daniel feel passionate and excited about something, which is a great thing. However, Phyllis seemed super jealous when Daniel was talking about his newfound passion. At some point next week, Phyllis confronts Tessa. Red might warn Tessa to stop teaching Daniel guitar and putting ideas in his head. Phyllis could also accuse Tessa of trying to get in Daniel's bed, but that's not what she is doing at all. Tessa is just being a good friend to Daniel and has no romantic interest in him. That doesn't mean it won't happen, just that there is no romantic intent. Tessa will stand her ground with Phyllis. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Mariah has been keeping a secret from Tessa. It was believed that Mariah cheated on her wife, but now it's seeming like something much darker. Mariah admits that she got drunk while on her business trip and met an older man. That is when Mariah shuts down. The redhead keeps saying it's not safe to tell Tessa anything more. That sounds like Mariah and this mystery man might have committed a crime. Perhaps the man is blackmailing her. In any case, Mariah experiences déjà vu. Perhaps that will give us a clue of what Mariah is hiding. Fans will also see Damien and Holden's friendship tested. Sally Spectra tries to do damage control on behalf of Billy Abbott. Chelsea Lawson turns to Nikki Newman. Audra Charles keeps a secret from Nate Hastings. Meanwhile, Devon works to protect his family's legacy. It is also teased that Danny Romalotti and Christine "Cricket" Blair return. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, June 9, indicate some bombshells in Genoa City. One person celebrates a major win, while another experiences déjà vu and a promise is made. What's set to unravel during Monday's show? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, June 9, suggest that Phyllis Summers will celebrate a win. Is this about scoring an invite to Aristotle Dumis's party in France? Only the biggest names in Genoa City have been invited, so this is certainly something to be proud of. Still, another thing that Red could also celebrate is getting one over Sally Spectra. So if these two get into it during Monday's show, and Phyllis gets the better of Sally, then she'll be in a very happy mood. Across town, Maria Copeland will have a little déjà vu. So is this about what she did during her Cassidy first business trip? Maria had a memory during the Friday, June 6 episode when an older man, who looked like Ian Ward, approached her table. During the Friday show, Mariah told Sharon Newman that the big secret from her trip was worse than cheating, and that Ian would be proud. Yikes. The June 6 episode left many fans perplexed over what Mariah is hiding. So perhaps the June 9 show will add some insight. Speaking of Sharon, the Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday suggest she'll make a promise to Nick Newman. Will she vow to be on her best behavior as Nick's +1 at Dumis's party? Nick has been worried that Sharon is catching feelings and wants a romantic reunion. Even though fans know that Sharon still is in love with her ex, she will likely promise not to cross a line. But will she keep that promise? Are you excited about Monday's show? This week's I and Our preview has Audra receiving orders from Victor, while two characters return to Genoa City. June 9 to 13 will be filled with surprises and deception in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless video preview reveals a couple's return, while another character struggles with confessing their secret. Here's a sneak peek of what to expect. Many Genoa City residents are preparing for their upcoming trip to France to meet Aristotle Dumis. Victor and Audra meet at GCAC to discuss the trip and Kyle. Now that Victor and Kyle have signed their deal, the mustache is more determined than ever to break up Kyle and Claire. Victor believes the trip to France is the perfect opportunity for the next move in his and Audra's plan. However, their plan could be thwarted after Holden eavesdrops on their conversation. Will Holden go to Kyle or Claire with this information? Or could Holden use this for his personal gain? Daniel takes a break from his guitar lessons to grab coffee at Crimson Lights. He's surprised when he walks in and sees Danny and Christine. It's been a while since Daniel saw his dad, and the two have a lot of catching up to do. Of course, Phyllis will be a topic, but the conversation will revolve around Daniel's musical career. Danny will be thrilled to see his son happy after the trauma he's endured the past few months. Now, thanks to Tessa, Daniel's got a new lease on life. Speaking of Tessa, she once again tries to get Mariah to open up. Last week, a flashback revealed Mariah having a drink when she was approached by a mystery man. Whatever Mariah did, she fears she's put herself and Tessa in danger. "There is nothing safe in telling you about what I did," Mariah tells Tessa. While Mariah wants to protect Tessa, her keeping the secret will do more harm than good. It's going to be an intense week filled with drama in Genoa City. Next week on The Young and the Restless, June 9 to 13. These are the moments we can't wait to watch at SoapHub. One of the standout moments will be Phyllis celebrating a significant win, but will it come at the expense of her relationships with others? Phyllis is known for her determination and cunning, and this win is sure to stir up more drama as her victory could spark conflicts with those who might not be thrilled about her success. Will her win bring her closer to her goals, or will it create more enemies in the process? One thing is for sure, Phyllis is about to make her mark, and everyone will be watching. Meanwhile, Mariah experiences a moment of déjà vu, and it leaves her questioning the path she's on. Mariah has been through so much recently, and this feeling might make her reflect on the past in ways she wasn't expecting. Could it bring clarity or even further confusion with the major secret she's keeping? With so many changes and unresolved issues, Mariah's déjà vu could be a sign that she is ready to address the secret that she has been avoiding. Tessa, on the other hand, is standing her ground with Phyllis. Tessa's determination to help Daniel will lead to a confrontation with Phyllis, who is never one to back down easily. As tensions escalate, it will be fascinating to watch how Tessa navigates this battle of wills. Will she successfully stand up to Phyllis, or will she be forced to retreat? Phyllis won't be going down without a fight. As the drama unfolds, fans will also be excited to see Christine and Danny return home. Is the tour over, or are they just back for a brief rest before embarking on another leg? Fans can look forward to some much-needed answers and exciting twists as these beloved characters re-enter the fray. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that a pic leaked from the set shows a delicious confrontation coming up. In it, Kane Ashby and Lily Winters have it out while Amanda Sinclair tries to referee. This sounds spicy, and we have all the juice for you right here. Keep reading to discover what happens when Lily presumably comes face to face with her masquerading ex. A pic posted on social media shows monitors behind the scenes on set at Y&R, and in it are Flynn, Morgan, Khalil, and Vincent Stalba as Carter, Aristotle Dumis' assistant. The setup makes it clear that a confrontation takes place. Amanda has her arm out in an attempt to mediate, while she is standing next to Kane. Lily has every right to be infuriated if indeed Kane has played her and others in GC by pretending to be Dumis. The major mogul has been on everyone's lips, and the most recent activity has him inviting the citizens to his French chateau. In the leaked pic, Carter is off to the side, as if awaiting new orders from Kane. The show incorporates new sets for the initial Dumis storyline, including what looks like an upscale outdoor area at Dumis' estate. While we are 99% sure that Flynn is a Kane recast, all questions will be answered when his character greets his guests. Flynn is a daytime fave, having portrayed Chad Demera on Days of Our Lives, and fans are looking forward to his upcoming Y&R debut, and confirmation that he is a Kane recast. Flynn takes over as Kane from the previous portrayer, Daniel Goddard. Kane has been away from the screen for years, and he and Lily share twins together. Why all of the mystery? We will find out soon. Explosive The Young and the Restless spoilers hint at dramatic Dumis moments coming up, so be sure to stick with us for updates on all the soapy shenanigans to come. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Joshua Morrow, who plays Nick Newman on the CBS soap, recently leaked some interesting information about a massive storyline he's working on. All arrows point to the fact that this arc will center around Aristotle Dumis' summer party in France, so read on to learn more about all this. Morrow did a cameo video back on Mother's Day for a fan. At that point in time, he chatted about putting long hours in for a huge storyline that he dubbed a murder mystery extravaganza thing. Dumis' party at his summer home in France is taking place on Friday, June 13, and it's all anyone can talk about on the canvas. With that said, many characters who have received the invite have stated how creepy it all seems, especially in light of the extended stay option within the invitation. It looks like the show is foreshadowing some scary moments ahead, as no one has ever seen Dumis's face, and they don't know what to expect. But does this also mean a beloved Y and R character could meet their demise? Perhaps no one will pass away, but rather, the murder mystery will be all in good fun. Maybe Dumis hires some actors to put on a performance for his guests, but no one is hurt in the process. It's important to remember that Carter, Dumis' assistant, recently debuted, and the show wouldn't go through all that trouble to cast a part only to have him appear for one scene. There's a chance he plays a key role in this murder mystery, either by being the one who is murdered or being the one to help Dumis's GC guests get settled. Added teasers imply that Dumis will end up being Kane Ashby, with actor Billy Flynn as the character's recast, so it'll be interesting to see everyone's reaction. Spoilers for the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless from June 9, 2025 to June 13, 2025, reveal that things will get extremely dramatic for the residents of Genoa City, Wisconsin. Victor Newman will pressurize Audra Charles to follow through on his mission and will end up trying to make Kyle Abbott leave his relationship with Claire Newman. Nick will invite Sharon to be his +1 at his stay at Aristotle Dumis's party in Nice, France. In addition to these developments, Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter will have an emotional conversation and share things that both of them have been bottling up, which have greatly affected their relationship. In the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless, Audra Charles will have a conversation with Victor Newman and convince him to get her on the guest list of Aristotle Dumis's private party in Nice, France. Kyle Abbott will also be attending this party. Victor will ask her something in return for his favor and tell her that he needs her to complete a mission for him. Victor has been displeased with Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's relationship. Thus, he will ask Audra to make sure that she distracts Kyle and gets close to him at the Chateau party in France, hoping that it could end up making Kyle break up with Claire. Spoilers reveal that Audra will be successful in roping Kyle into coming to the party and enjoying the bash with her. Spoilers for the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless reveal that Nick will ask Sharon to be his +1 while visiting Aristotle Dumis's luxurious private party in Nice, France. Both of them will be shown dealing with many complex feelings regarding each other, and inevitably, they will feel attracted to each other and get romantic. In the coming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless, spoilers reveal that Tessa Porter will meet Mariah Copeland in the park and provide her with a safe space to confess the secrets that she has been bottling up for a while now. However, Mariah will say that it will be too hard for her to confess since she has done some horrible things, and will shut down Tessa's idea of having an honest conversation. Spoilers reveal that Maria's secrets include getting drunk and having a conversation with an older man who looked a lot like Ian Ward. Things were tense in Genoa City this week on The Young and the Restless as maneuvers, health crises, and mysterious invitations took center stage. Nikki's birthday brawl kickstarted the renewing of ever-shifting allegiances and proclamations that could carry replacement metaphors, but not without exposing some shifty cracks below the surface. Kyle once again staked a large financial risk for the sake of loyalty, while Victor remained suspicious of everyone, particularly their intentions concerning Claire. Cole's health continued to slide, alarming his family and ultimately taxing his options on The Young and the Restless. Meanwhile, the Dumis event in France meant everything. The hodgepodge of other characters, loyal and otherwise, were widening their eyes with interest in Claire's kindness to Cole. As Holden and Damien's relationship nosedived, relationships slowly emerged as sides were established. By week's end, practically every main character stood on the edge of a cliff, preparing to leap into a future unknown. Nikki's birthday party at the Jazz Lounge was packed full of Newmans, Abbotts, and their closest friends. Victor led an emotional tribute and called Nikki his absolute purest joy, while their children gave loving toasts. Claire assisted Pietro with logistics, while Kyle was working to win back Victor. Cole arrived late and looked a little sick, played down his cough, but just enough to make everyone very worried about him. Ashley had the assistance of Abby and Sharon again, all because of what happened with Martin. Michael and Lauren were again getting bad vibes from Victor, but they seemed to be processing it all quietly together. Damien confessed to Lily that he got fired from Dumis, but offered her an invitation to their party in France. Audra and Nate were somewhat optimistic about Damien's future until Damien suggested that Audra might want to hire his friend Holden, who would likely become a bigger problem as the week progressed. Kyle made his most significant move yet, offering Victor a $5 million pre-prenup contract to substantiate his feelings towards Claire. Surprised but unyielding, Victor agreed to consider it. Cole had taken a turn for the worse, and Claire had reached out to tell Victor that she needed help. Nikki pleaded with her husband to include Claire and Kyle in his plans, calling what they were doing a gift. Meanwhile, Nick shocked Sharon by asking her to accompany him to the Dumas party in France. Ashley was still uptight as Abby received a message from Dominic's nanny, and it was just Sharon and Ashley talking privately. Devon warned Victor that Dumas might have an agenda against the Chancellor, but Victor welcomed that. Elsewhere, Jack raised a toast to Nikki, but Victor dismissed the toast as patently theatrical. Phyllis found out who was hosting the Dumas party and went out of her way to get an invitation, texting Amanda for assistance, no less. Nick had warned her not to. Claire expressed her concerns about Cole's deteriorating health to Kyle. Jack and Diane spoke to Kyle about his outrageous demands on Victor. Billy accused Adam of a conspiracy against him. Adam was not at all reluctant to admit that he was plotting against Billy, while Chelsea told him to prioritize his family over what Billy was trying to do. Billy, however, was still obsessed with the Dumas event, and he thought about bringing Sally with him despite her repeated refusals. Sally thought they should not put off starting their business, as that was risky. Billy was sure that baiting Dumas was worth that risk. Victor called Kyle to the ranch and accepted his offer, but only if Kyle signed immediately. Kyle agreed, wanting to prove himself to the Newman patriarch as much as he didn't want to be in a hospital gown. Things got worse with Cole, and Victoria insisted he go to the hospital for x-rays, since the doctor suspected pneumonia. Claire stayed and confided in Kyle. Damien told Lily he would not keep Holden, and it ended better than expected because Holden accused him of betrayal. He, however, was pursued by Audra, who found Holden upset and offered him the comfort of being adrift. Then Amy announced she was moving to Genoa City, which touched Nate and Audra deeply. Victor upbraided Audra for failing to sever Kyle from Claire, but suggested taking advantage of the Dumas party opportunity as the next battleground on the young and the restless. Maria's emotional detachment was causing issues with Tessa, who had shared her concerns about it with Daniel. Maria was unwilling to let anyone in, even with Sharon suggesting it was time to deal with the trauma she was hiding. Victoria opted out of the Dumas trip to remain close to Cole, sensing that there were more significant forces at work. At GCAC, Phyllis had a confrontation with Sally, confirming she would attend the France event and revealing she got her stop from Amanda. Billy and Sally were shocked to hear that she was going to the event, and began speculating whether Dumas wanted Phyllis on site. Phyllis internally celebrated her success with Daniel. She finally had a play, just not yet what she planned on doing with it. Who is Aristotle Dumis? It's the biggest mystery on The Young and the Restless. Fans have come up with various theories. Now, they're looking through the archives and thinking outside of the box. One fan on Reddit had a theory that would be fun to watch. It would be fun to have Mackenzie as Aristotle Dumis. Mackenzie was close to the Chancellor family. She's related to Devon, and she was pregnant with Lily's babies. It was assumed that Dumas was close to both the Winter and Chancellor families. In case you didn't know, Mackenzie went through a lot during her time in Genoa City. She was involved in many relationships and conflicts, just like everyone else. However, she also struggled with alcohol abuse. What also didn't help matters was her turbulent relationship with Daniel and issues with the Newman family. It's been 6 years since we've seen Mackenzie on the screen. Y and our fans took to the thread to share their thoughts about this possible theory. The original poster also still believes that Drusilla could be Dumas. Most fans are running with this theory. Maybe Drusilla came up with the cliff, and Sky came out of the volcano and are in cahoots. However, we never saw their bodies. One Redditor responded, "There's also the possibility that Heather could be Dumas in hiding. Even though she was murdered, no one saw her body. Maybe, even though we never saw Heather's body, she is Dumas," the same user noted. Other fans are on board with the idea that Mackenzie could be Dumas. The only way that Drusilla would return is if they recast the character, which would be impossible. Mackenzie is a great idea. Victoria Rowell will never come back, another user commented. Would Mackenzie get recast again? Many actresses have played her over the years, including Ashley Basham, Nicole Tarantini, Rachel Kimsey, and Clementine Ford. One fan suggested, "If I had it my way, Mackenzie would come back, and Kelly Monaco would be playing her."